What it is and what it ain't, everybody. It's your boy Big Bernie, in the Fork and Go. And today's topic, we will be talking about top 10 busts of all time. Usually I don't like talking about stuff like this because I feel like once you make it to the NFL, you achieve more. You achieve your dreams, what you worked hard for. NFL is a high level. Only 1% makes it. So if you make it, I don't feel like you failed in life at all. But so with these busts, man, even though I don't like saying the word, man, but with these busts, man, we're gonna get into what they did in college and how they became busts in NFL. Let's get into it. So at number 10, we got Charles Rogers, who was drafted to Detroit Lions. Rogers torched opposing defense back during his two seasons at Michigan State. He breached 1,000 receiving yards in both years and caught 27 touchdowns before declaring for the NFL draft. It seemed like a match made in heaven before the Detroit Lions to draft the Saginaw Hall native with the second overall pick in 2003 NFL draft. Sadly, his NFL stint was a disaster. The 2002 Fred Biletnikoff Award winner and a unanimous All-American played only 15 games in 3 seasons. Rogers' rookie season lasted only 5 games after suffering a collarbone injury after hit by cornerback Dre Bly in practice. As it turned out, he failed to recover from that injury both physically and mentally. The two-time Big Ten player missed 4 games in 2005 due to the NFL substance abuse policy. The Lions released him and no other team acquired in his service. He finished his pro career with 440 yards and 4 touchdowns. His life tragically ended in November 2019 at 39 years old due to liver failure, triggered by opioid addiction. Man, that's tough, man. Prayers out to his family. Prayers out to him. R.I.P. Charles Rogers, man. Going too soon. Don't want to hear a story like that, man. That's the first story, though. That's the first buzz person we got is Keyjon Carter, Cincinnati Bengals. He was drafted to Cincinnati Bengals. Kenneth Leonard Carter became a consensus All-American in 1994 after finishing the season with 1,539 yards and 23 touchdowns for Penn State. He also won MVP honors in the 1995 Rose Bowl after tallying 156 yards and 3 touchdowns, including an 83-yard run to the house. Those credentials led the Cincinnati Bengals to draft him first overall in the 1995 NFL draft. However, Carter's injuries derailed his potential dominance in the league. While he played for 3 teams in 7 seasons, he completed only 1 season without missing a game. As a bad omen for things to come, he tore the ligament on his knee during the preseason game, forcing him to miss what could have been his rookie campaign. Carter also dislocated his kneecap, broke his wrist, and tore the rotator cuff on his left shoulder. He played 59 games, tallying 1,144 yards and 20 touchdowns. He also had 66 receptions for 469 yards and a touchdown. Carter never made more than 500 rushing yards in his stints with the Bengals, the Washington Redskins, known as the Commanders now, and the New Orleans Saints. That's tough, man. Just battling through injuries. You trying to prove a point, and injuries keep sending you back, man. That's tough for him, man. Hope he's doing better in life now. But let's get into the next person. Next person we got is Brian Bosworth, Seattle Seahawks. He was drafted by the Seattle Seahawks. I gotta start saying that, man. But football fans will remember the larger-than-life and outspoken character, the Boz. Before looking up his credentials, no one can remove the 2-time Butkus Award as college football's best linebacker and the 1985 national championship with Oklahoma Sooners. Bosworth also a 2-time All-American and a 3-time All-Big 8. That's how the conference was back then. But whatever. However, his personality took over, leading to infamous decisions like the NCAA National Communist Against Athletes Schwarzschild Award during the 1987 Orange Bowl. He also wrote to NFL teams that he won't attend training camp or play for them if they drafted him. Eventually, the Seahawks chose him in the first round of the 1987 supplemental draft. Bosworth had initial NFL success leading to the Pro Football Writers Association to include him in the 1987 All-Rookie team. The situation didn't last long because he retired after preseason due to a nagging shoulder injury. He also had 4 quarterback sacks and 3 fumble recoveries in his professional football career. Bosworth did find some saving grace as an actor in endorser of Dr. Pepper of 2022. If you don't know who Brian Bosworth is, man, real football fans know who Brian Bosworth is, or the Boz, man. Man, he was larger than life. He was a celebrity at the time, man. I remember the Mohawk. I remember everything. Even though I was not born at the time, you know, when as a football historian, as a person who loved football and studied football, yeah, I know who the Boz is, man. That's sad to hear that, man. I thought he would have did better, but, you know, they consider him as a bust, man. Let's get into the next person. Next person we got on the list is Steve Emtman, who was drafted by the Indianapolis Colts. As a defensive lineman, my fault, man. As a defensive lineman for the Washington Huskies, Steve Emtman was a menace for opposing offenses. However, he worked his way up to become one of the best because he wasn't primarily regarded as a can't-miss prospect, but he looked pro-ready after 2 years at Seattle, tallying 134 tackles and 14 sacks. He was also the Washington's defense focal point, only allowing 9.2 points per game in the 12-0 season. The Spokane native was unstoppable. The Spokane native was an unstoppable force in 1991 when he won the Outland Trophy, Lombardi Award, Bill Phillips Award, and UPI Lineman of the Year honors. He was also this year's Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year and unanimous All-American after finishing with 19.5 tackles for losses, 6.5 which were quarterback sacks. The Indianapolis Colts made the top overall selection in the 1992 NFL Draft. From to get to go, he made his presence felt en route to be named the 1992 Pro Football All-Rookie Team, whatever they call that. I'm not going to say all that and get embarrassed, man. Fortunately, injuries slowed him down, forced him to retire after 6 seasons. Aside from tearing his kneecap tendon on his right knee, he injured his left knee and a ruptured disc. Man, that's tough. Just going through it, like I said. But the other earlier person, that's tough going through injuries, man. You have to retire early because of that, man. We know football is a dangerous game, but you know you put your all into it, and you don't want results like this, man. To the next person, man. That's a sad story. Next person. Tony Mandarich, Green Bay Packers. He was drafted by the Green Bay Packers. Sports Illustrated propelled him to heroic proportions after featuring him on the cover as the incredible bulk. The magazine held the offensive lineman from Michigan State as the best prospect because of his ungodly measures like running the 40-yard dash at 4.6 seconds. Wow. If y'all don't know, man, offensive lineman is not supposed to be running 40s in 4.6 seconds, man. I mean, they're getting faster now, but man, dude, that's wow, man. Despite weighing over 300 pounds and 30-inch, man. I mean, dude, he killed him. The NFL combine, dude. Just off measures and what he did in that 40, man, you're gonna get first round looks, man, because that's not a normal for what they got to do. Thinking they hit the jackpot, the Green Bay Packers took him with the second overall pick in the 1989 NFL Draft. The Packers hoped Mandarich would help quarterback Don Majkowski buy some time before finding targets like Sterling Shepard, Jeff Curie, and Clint Dillard. Sadly, attitude problems and subpar performance saw him exiting the NFL after 4 seasons. He got a second chance in 1996 with the Indianapolis Colts, signed him after getting clean from drug and alcohol addiction. Mandarich did pretty well in 3 seasons with the Colts before retiring in 1998 due to a shoulder injury. However, he is on the list for the other top 5 picks in his class that were Hall of Famers: Troy Aikman, Barry Sanders, Derek Thomas, and Deion Sanders. Oh, he was a part of that legendary class, man. You got to perform when you in that legendary class, man. 3 Hall of Famers in that class, man. I think it's more, but you know, I'm not going to get into that, man. But shout out to bro. He did what he did in his second round. He overcame adversity and did what he had to do, man. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, man. So shout out to him, even though he had to retire, man. That's good. He finished on a great note. Next person, we got Lawrence Phillips. He was drafted by the St. Louis Rams, known as the Los Angeles Rams now. Lawrence Phillips burst into the college football limelight when he went for 137 yards and a touchdown as a freshman reserve against UCLA. 1994 was the defining moment of the former Nebraska Cornhusker, after rushing for 1,826 yards and 26 touchdowns. Those numbers made him an all-Big 8 member, while Nebraska won the national title after going undefeated. However, he became a top 10 NFL prospect after finishing the 1995 Fiesta Bowl with 25 carries for 165 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and 16 yards scoring. The St. Louis Rams selected him the 6th overall pick in the 1996 NFL draft. It was a disastrous decision because Phillips continued to make headlines for the wrong reason. In 2015, multiple assault convictions gave him a 31-year sentence. Tragedy, he took his life on January 2016 at age 40. Phillips did an impressive season during his time at NFL Europe and the Canadian Football League. But in the NFL, he only had 1,453 yards and 13 touchdowns for the Rams, Miami Dolphins, and San Francisco 49ers. Man, that's sad to hear, man. Even with the arrest that happened, multiple assault convictions, and he had a 31-year sentence, man. That's tough to hear, man. RIP to bro, condolences to his family, man. Never commit suicide, man. Your life is too beautiful, man. Don't do that, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. God only give you one life, man. Don't take advantage of it. Sad story, man. Let's go to the next person. Trent Richardson. Well, if you don't know who Trent Richardson is, man. He was drafted by the Cleveland Browns. Trent Richardson became the starting running back for Alabama Crimson. Roll Tide after Mark Ingram left for the NFL. He took the most of his opportunity by collecting at least 100 yards at 9 games before ending up with 1,740 yards and 20 touchdowns. Richardson also had 338 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns at Alabama. Those numbers earned him an All-American nod and an SEC Offensive Player of the Year honors. He also won the 2011 Doak Walker Award as the nation's top running back before declaring for the 2012 NFL Draft. I'm surprised he didn't win no Heisman. The Florida native was also a 2-time national champion and 2-time first-team All-SEC. The Cleveland Browns thought they were getting a franchise cornerstone when they selected him 3rd overall. After all, Richardson drew comparisons to Emmitt Smith and Earl Campbell. Unfortunately, his time in NFL ended after 4 seasons. He did have a strong rookie season with 950 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns. But September 2013, the Browns traded him to the Indianapolis Colts for a 2014 first-round selection. The change of scenario did not help Richardson blossom. He finished his NFL career with 2,032 rushing yards and 17 touchdowns. On to the next person. At number 3, we got Money Manziel, who was drafted to the Cleveland Browns. If you don't know who Money Manziel is, man, you're not a real football fan. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, let's get into it. Manziel is the lowest drafted player on the list, going 22nd in the first round of the 2014 NFL Draft to the Cleveland Browns. He was a high-billing. Hold up, before I resume. You notice every bus go to Cleveland Browns, man. All the buses go to Cleveland Browns. I think Cleveland Browns organization not doing something right. But at the end of the day, football is your job. You gotta do what you gotta do, bro. But yeah, man, I ain't making no excuses for them. At the end of the day, they got themselves into this position. But it's always the Cleveland Browns. That's all I gotta say. But let's get to it. He had a high billing considering his suspended rookie campaign with Texas A&M in 2012. He finished the season with 3,706 passing yards and 1,410 rushing yards and 47 touchdowns. Those stats made him the freshman to win Heisman Trophy. The first freshman to win Heisman Trophy. The same year, Johnny Football also won the AP College Football Player of the Year, Manning Award, and the Davey O'Brien Award, and the SEC Offensive Player of the Year. Manziel played one more year of college football before declaring for the NFL draft. He was the second quarterback taken after Blake Bortles went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So you telling me, I mean, hindsight, yeah, Blake Bortles' career was better than Johnny Manziel, but at this point, man, you telling me you taking Blake Bortles if you're Jacksonville over Johnny Manziel. That's why y'all always struggle, man. But Manziel's NFL career was short-lived because he could not carry the magic from College Station to Cleveland. He lasted only 2 seasons in the NFL, finishing with 1,675 yards and 7 touchdowns. The controversies he got involved with did not do him any good either. After the NFL, Manziel played in the Canadian Football, the Alliance of American Football, and the Fan-Controlled Football League. Man, that's sad for Manziel. If you don't know, Manziel was definitely heavy in partying. All he did was party. He didn't really take it serious. He didn't look at film or nothing. If you watch the documentary, this is all documented and reported. So Manziel put himself in this position. Can't blame nobody, bro. But it look like he's doing better. He got a podcast and everything, man. Shout out to Manziel, man. He's still a college football legend, man. Yeah. Next person on the list, man. Jamarcus Russell. Boy, yeah, if you don't know who Jamarcus Russell is, big prospect at the time, coming out of LSU, man. Everybody had high hopes for this guy. Dude was throwing, I remember I seen the video, he threw like 70 or 80 yards on his knee, man. That was crazy, man. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Jamarcus Russell had the arm strength to swing the football from the end zone to the end zone to another. He used his physical attribute to finish his 2006 season at LSU with 3,129 yards and 28 touchdowns. He received the Manning Award as the best quarterback. The Sugar Bowl committee chose and became the first team All-SEC selection. Analysts and scouts regarded him as a franchise altering player when he declared for the 2007 NFL draft. That's why Oakland Raiders did not waste time getting him via the first overall selection. The late Raiders owner Al Davis ultimately, and RP to Al Davis, that's all I got to say. Ultimately selected Russell despite a decent dissent from then head coach Lane Kiffin and former Raiders linebackers Matt Millen. I don't know, bro. As it turned out, the naysayers were right. Aside from holding out to get the contract, he wants his full work ethic, and is also the talk of the town. While he is talented quarterback, he never completed at least 60% of his passes in each of 3 NFL seasons. Worse yet, taking in the consecutive picks after Russell were Hall of Famers Calvin Johnson and Joe Thomas. Yo, I know Raider fans are mad as fuck. You had a chance at Calvin Johnson, one of the best receivers. Oh my God. Dude, Raiders can't win for shit. I mean, man, even though Jamarcus, hindsight looking, Jamarcus was a bad pick. I'm not going to say a lot to you, bro. But before, man, who thought Jamarcus Russell was that guy, man? I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Probably looking like Cam Newton back then, but you know, Cam actually performed, but Jamarcus ain't performed. That's just what it is. Even though I heard, you go to his pivot interview, you go to his players trying to view an interview, and he said he was going through problems with everybody. He's going through problems, but that's tough. Hearing that his uncle had 2 of his uncles passed, and he was just going through family tragic events. But man, these dudes paid you big bucks, man. You held out. That's just how everybody's looking at it, dude. I mean, man, sometimes right, man, there ain't no empathy in this shit, man. Nobody gives a fuck what you going through, man. You make them millions, man, you better perform. That's all they gotta say, man. But they don't care what you go through at the end of the day, man. So, I mean, I'm happy he doing good though, man. Shout out to Jamarcus Russell, man. He's still a college football legend at the end of the day, dude. You did something that most people can't. That's what they can't take from you, bro. But yeah, let's get into the next person, man. He talking about is Ryan Leaf. That is the biggest bust in the NFL, and I hate to say that, man, but yeah, man, let's get into it. As one of the NFL's biggest busts, Ryan Leaf's story will stand the test of time. It was 1998 and the Indianapolis Colts had the first overall selection. They were deciding whether Leaf or Peyton Manning would carry the franchise to the next decade. Hold up, before I finish this. In hindsight, looking at this, man, imagine they would have drafted Ryan Leaf and the Chargers would have got Peyton Manning. Dog, I ain't gonna lie, Colts fans would have been mad as fuck, dude. Big man. I think they would have rioted that city, dude. But yeah, let me get to it. They were deciding whether Leaf or Peyton Manning would carry the franchise to the next decade. It wasn't easy to determine because Peyton had the mechanics while Leaf had the better upside. Eventually, the Colts went with Manning, and the rest is history. As for the San Diego Chargers, also known as the Los Angeles Chargers now, they had to trade up with the Arizona Cardinals picks to get the second pick. The Arizona Cardinals to get the second pick. Messed up on that. Which became Leaf. It didn't take long before the decision blew up on the Chargers. Leaf exhibited poor behavior, like skipping the mandatory symposium. I don't know how to say that word, but symposium for the draftees and lashing out at a reporter who interviewed him in the locker room. Each NFL career was over after 4 seasons. He sat out the entire 1999 season due to injury and played his final year with the Dallas Cowboys. The former Washington State standout signed a 4-year, $31.25 million contract. After winning only 4 games and 25 starts, his high price tag did not reap good results. In contrast, Manning has won 2 Super Bowls, 5 MVPs, and was inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Ryan Leaf, I don't mean to say this with the biggest disrespect or anything, man, but you're known as the biggest bust, dude. I'm not gonna say a lot to you, bro. It is what it is. I mean, he know it too. I see him. I see pictures of him. I think I seen the interview and the video of him regretting on his season. That's all you can do, man. At this point, man, you know, once you're in that situation and you realize after your season ended, you messed up, man, and that money coming in, dude, it's like, dude, man, I don't know what to say, man. Leaf, you'll always be known as the biggest bust. Between you and Jamarcus Russell, y'all too, man, it's sad to say, man, because you guys accomplished a lot, man, and you guys did a lot of work to be put in that position. I don't know if you guys went to the NFL and just stopped working. That was the point, man. You just got too comfortable and complacent, but yeah, man, you know, you don't want to hear that at the end of the day, man. But happy Ryan Leaf doing good, man. The Colts did not draft Peyton Manning and got Ryan Leaf, dude. That organization, man, oh my God, dude. But yeah, man, that's all for the video, man. That was my top bust list of all time. Put yours in the comments, man. If I miss somebody, put their name in the comment, man. It's your boy Big Burn, man. Signing out. Go follow the IG page 4th and Gold, and go follow the TikTok 4th and Gold 1. Man, yeah, that's it for the video. Peace out.